Welcome back, everybody, to episode 97 of Off the Field Podcast. I want to start this one with an announcement. The Dodger Films Christmas special that y'all have become accustomed to can be found on my channel this year.
What?
That is correct. The softball Christmas special with all of the Christmas joy will be on the Austin Kleschka YouTube channel this year. So if you're wondering where it is and you're listening to the podcast, that's where it is. It's on my main channel.
Make sure to go like and subscribe to that channel.
Do it here as well on Off the Field Podcast. We upload the audio version on Spotify and Apple 7 a.m. every Thursday.
Ladies and gentlemen, the YouTube goes up Friday, 7 a.m. as well. So make sure to like, comment, smash the notification bell, and let's get started.
Yeah, and we're posting right after Christmas.
Right after. So, that being said, I'm already late. Open your gift.
Oh, you got me a gift.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you.
It was a last minute thing I threw together, but let's see if you like it.
Feels like a piece of clothing that would go on the upper portion of my body.
I couldn't put this portion in the bag because it would have gotten wet.
I do love Coke Zero and Diet Coke. Both of them are extremely acceptable.
Oh, so
Hell yeah. I'm actually going to be drinking that. You know, get this water out of here.
we're not being healthy today,
Who
guys.
wants to be healthy? This has 0 sugar in it. That's
That's-
as healthy as I could be.
Phosphates, all the GMOs you could ever want.
Oh,
Let's see.
this fellow's been paying attention.
Come on, man.
Oh, king size.
Come on, brother. Come on. Who do you think I am, bro?
2 king size Reese's?
2 of them.
This guy must love me or something.
Now, I will say this. The bottom portion of it that's wrapped as well is a dead stock item.
Debt? What does that mean?
That means I don't think you can order this one anymore.
Oh.
You know, I'm probably wrong.
Gushers?
I thought you were a Gushers kid.
Is that the
wrong.
dead stock item? I was kidding. I mean, I don't hate them. Oh, I think. I've never had them.
Well, I don't know. You could snack on it while you game, while you record,
He's
edit.
right. I do that all the time.
And if you see, I got you also a little thing that is useful to pretty much everybody on Earth.
Gum?
Gum.
This is true. He actually has gum strapped pretty much all the time.
Every time.
I think I should have gum strapped all the time, but I never do. Awesome. I love that.
don't
And
remember
honestly, it
doing
would
this.
help because, you know, I chew on bottle caps. It's a very bad habit.
I completely forgot about that.
It's a huge reason why I buy seeds. I don't know. It's just an oral.
It's an oral fixation.
Fixation, yeah. So the faster I get rid of it, the better. And gum would help because then I'm already chewing on something. So I think that's all the little
That
knickknacks.
should be it. So that
Oh, I got this shirt.
I found that perfectly mint, hidden in the house.
Yes, sir. This, if y'all are OGs, this is my merch via Bobby via Keenspot. I think he still puts it in his videos.
That's what I'm saying. I
Yeah.
think it's dead stock. I'm not sure if it's
The
if it's
website's still active.
not. Okay, still
yeah,
active.
yeah. But I don't think a lot of people know it's still like in the description of videos and everything.
Hey, I'm just glad it's a red one and not a blue one.
I have
I think you have a faded red one, if I remember.
I have 2 black ones, a like blue steel one,
Ooh.
and then a red one.
Oh.
And I got that blue one, and I'm sorry, I'm realizing my mic is very, very high up there.
I'm
Yes.
so sorry. There's actually
Yes.
one more thing in the bag.
Okay, hold on. Sorry, I'm trying to find my mic, trying to find my place where I belong. Here we go.
The sweet spot, if
There
you
we
will.
go. There's one more thing in here?
Yeah, I completely forgot. It's probably like against the paper.
Oh, yeah, it's very small.
So there's 50 on that.
This? Oh, nice.
In case you need any equipment for any review video that might be coming out, any supplies when we practice once every blue moon.
Dicks! Sporting goods.
Me and my homies love dicks.
There was no intentional purpose on the pause. They're Dick's Sporting Goods.
It's dicks.
That's the name of the store. I don't have a dirty mind.
They sport very good, okay?
Awesome. Well, thank you very much. Came with
problem. Give me
an
some.
amazing Christmas package. I love it. All right. So I think we should turn that into some, and I do apologize. I do not have a gift for you.
It's okay. I put all that together in the last 30 minutes before I got here.
Oh, wow. That's impressive.
No problem, sir.
I think we should start with some Christmas stories. And I feel like I've probably told this one on the podcast before. I probably have, knowing me, even though we've only done one Christmas before. But this is something that is always remembered in Austin Kleschka's youth. And if you are a part of the youth, you might want to skip ahead like 2 minutes.
We'll count it down in 3, 2, 1.
So everybody one day finds out that Santa's not real, right? and it's just Mama and Papa putting those gifts under the tree.
Yeah.
I started to get suspicious towards like 12 years old, maybe.
Oh, you were a late bloomer.
Yeah. Well, no, actually probably like towards 10. But
Okay.
because of this, it pushed me to like 12 or 13. So,
Because you just tried stretching it out as much as you could.
well, I was like, all right, is this dude really real? If he is, I'm going to catch him. And so I would always sleep in the living room towards those later years.
yeah.
And I left a note with the cookies that said, oh, yeah, if you're so real, prove it. And my mom bought like red felt that would feel like it came off of Santa's uniform and hooked it on our chimney, like the chimney gate.
Oh my God, that's so.
So when I woke up, it looked like it got snagged when
and
he
got,
left.
he got caught up.
Yeah.
Dude, that is sick.
And that got me for 3 more years. I think I officially was like, yeah, this dude's not real at like 13. And then after that, my mom just kept saying, if you keep making your brother believe, because both my siblings are younger than me, brother and sister, but my sister was around the same time as me. She's only 2 years younger than me. So when I stopped believing, she was pretty much on the same boat. But my brother is 5 years younger than me. And with him, my mom would always say, if you make him keep believing, that's more gifts because that's from Santa and Mom and Dad. And I'm like, yeah, that's right. So eventually he would get older and he matured a lot faster, I would say. Like he just would not give into the world's bullshit. And I was just like, look, if you believe, Mom and Dad keep getting us more gifts. So even if you don't, just put on an act.
You gotta believe.
And it probably worked for 1 more year, maybe. But yeah, what about you? How long was the Santa belief installed in Mobocito?
I want to say, my parents got me till about like 9 or 10.
Mm-hmm.
I would say just around that age, just because I think my brother and my cousin might have ruined it for me at first.
Mm-hmm.
But me being a little kid and being like naive, I just kind of like blew it off. Didn't
Yeah.
really think about it. But for sure, I remember one night I tried doing the same thing like you, except I was much younger, fell asleep, woke up back in my bed, and then came down to a plethora of gifts
In the bed?
in the
Living room?
at the living room at the
Yeah.
bottom of our tree
Yeah.
with cookies perfectly bitten in the center.
What?
So yeah, like it legit. All you saw was like the cookies just left like a crescent.
Interesting.
Like they didn't. My parents didn't bother leaving crumbs. They just would take the one bite, put it back, one bite, put it back, and drink half the milk.
Interesting.
Yeah. So that's when I'm like a little like something's a little fishy, but I mean they got me pretty good. I mean as all the fans, if you're that young listening, and
He's totally real.
to everybody, just watching now, all grown and whatnot. I mean it's fun.
Yeah.
It's fun seeing the faces of the little kids pop up and
Keeping the tradition alive.
yeah. You don't want to be a Grinch.
You don't want to lose your Christmas spirit.
There's always a couple Grinches.
Always. And now, since it is Christmas, let's do Christmas trivia.
Ooh.
I am your host, Austin Kleschka. I have the questions. I did not put them in his notes because then he could cheat.
I am answering, and I am Mobocito. Let's get this going.
Name Santa's 9 reindeer in under a minute. Can you do it?
Name Santa's?
Santa's 9 reindeer. There's 9 reindeer.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Can you do it?
Oh,
Are you ready?
yeah.
3, 2, 1.
Dancer, Dasher, Comet, Dixon. Oh my God.
Dixon is not a reindeer.
I thought it was Dixon.
Nope.
Vixen, sorry.
There you
Vixen.
go. There you go.
Dasher and Prancer, Cupid,
Mm-hmm.
Blitzen,
Yes.
and Rudolph. Huh?
And Alexa?
Alexa's not in this.
I think you got them all.
Yeah.
You said Rudolph. You
Yeah.
said Dasher and Dancer.
Mhm.
You said Vixen.
Mhm.
You said Cupid.
Mhm.
You said Blitzen.
That's everybody.
No.
That should be everybody. Dasher and Dancer and Comet and Vixen.
Yeah.
Oh my God. That's everybody, isn't it?
No.
No, you're lying to me.
There's Comet.
Comet.
There's Prancer. Dancer and Prancer.
I got Prancer, didn't
I think so, yeah.
I? Yeah.
And Donner.
Donner, damn it. Donner. It's always Donner, bro. Okay, so I didn't get Donner.
What about name as many Santa nicknames as you can possibly do? I have about 10.
Damn, that's very white.
There's some. I looked it up on the internet.
Is El Santa Claus part of it?
No. Not from the ones I looked up.
All right, give me Santa Claus.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Give me Saint Nick.
Yep.
Jolly Saint Nick.
Oh yeah, Jolly Saint Nick. Yeah, I guess. Yeah, I didn't have it, but yeah.
Claus.
No,
Not Santa.
no.
Good old what?
I mean, that's already what we call him. Santa Claus is the name, and then anything else is a nickname.
Damn it. The winter one. I don't know.
I'm just gonna tell you the rest because I
Go ahead.
Okay, there's a few on here that I've heard before. Kris Kringle.
Never have heard that in my life.
You've never heard Kris Kringle?
Fuck no. What?
Okay.
I've never heard of Kris Kringle.
This one's simple, but I've heard it before. Big Man in Red.
Oh yeah, the
Yeah.
big man in red.
And then these ones are kind of lost on me.
Watch me get one of these random ass ones up.
Father Christmas.
No, that's too religious.
Papa Noel.
Yeah, I think I've heard of that one.
Slay King.
Slay King.
But you know, EIGH. Slay.
Slay King.
Yes.
Not Slay.
Papa Presents.
Papa Presents. I've never heard that. That's got to be part of the youth.
Santa Slay.
Santa Slay. No.
Mr. Worldwide.
That's Pitbull.
Thinks he's Pitbull all of a sudden.
That's fucking Pitbull, but okay.
In this one, Babbo Natale.
So El Santa Claus wasn't a part of it, but
No.
Baba Notale?
Babbo Natale.
Babo Notale.
Yeah,
That's part of it.
apparently it's Italian.
Old, you know what? Good on the Italians.
Yeah, I guess so.
That sounds a lot better than, or that's a lot more different than El Santa Claus.
Then the last one. Which child actor stars alongside Tim Allen and Martin Short in the famous Disney Channel Christmas movie?
Child actor.
Yeah, yeah.
I was going to say Austin Klash because that's the only child actor I know that was in it.
That's right. He's correct.
So, thank you.
Yeah, yeah. If you didn't know, every time this time of year, I got to bring it up once again.
Every single time he's going to cash in on it because he makes royalties.
I don't. I wish I did. I really wish I did. If I made royalties off Santa Claus 3, dude, that would be awesome. But
Let me ask you one question.
Mm-hmm.
What
Yes.
are your favorite 3 Christmas songs?
My favorite 3 Christmas songs. Number 1, Jingle Bell Rock. I love Jingle Bell Rock.
That fed families for generations, dude.
Jingle
And it still
bell,
is now.
Jingle Bell, Jingle
Jingle
Bell
Bell
Rock. Much better than just Jingle Bells, in my opinion. Number 2, Last Christmas, not by Mariah Carey, by Wham.
Yes, thank
Much
you.
better.
Thank you.
And then maybe an underrated one, War Is Over, Happy Christmas.
You know, that one I saw trending a lot more as of recent.
When TikTok became a thing.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
All the TikTokers and everybody in the platform, social medias and whatnot, making all these grandiose edits and whatnot. Some of them are beautiful. Some of them are trash.
War is over.
Well, this
And
is
what
Christmas.
we have we done.
Dude, it's so good. You guys listen to it if you haven't. It's a bop.
And this is just a fact. Well, let's do your 3, then I'll drop this fact that I just found out 2 days ago.
I'll make it real quick. The Christmas song actually performed by the Jackson 5. I like that version a lot. Very lively, not so drawn out and, I guess, old.
Yeah.
Last Christmas by Wham. Throwing that one in there as well. Absolute banger. Give it its flowers. And then the third one by our dear friend from the Big A, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer by Gene Autry.
Yeah, that one.
Absolutely love that. You can play that for like the first 5 seconds and everyone is going to know it's Christmas.
Yeah, I could not believe and never knew that Gene Autry sings some of the most popular Christmas songs.
Until I became an Angels fan, I didn't really realize who Gene Autry was. And then I found out he was pretty much an entertainer, right?
Singer, I think.
Singer. Was it full-on singer? For some reason, I had this notion he was an actor too.
Yeah, so I did a question for my channel and my Instagram and everything, which was if you were to pick one Christmas character to pinch hit in Game 7 of the World Series, who would it be? So I said, I'm picking Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer because in a situation like that, we need clutch. And what did Rudolph do? He clutched it up that Christmas foggy night. And I was like, I want to get the lyric right. So I looked up the song to find out what exactly the lyric says.
Yeah.
And I'm like, wait, why does this Wikipedia about Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer song have Gene Autry on here? So I clicked on Gene Autry, And then I was like, this is not Gene Autry, Angel's first ever owner, Gene Autry, is it? So I'm scrolling through his Wikipedia profile.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, if it is, somewhere in here it's got to say baseball because it's just a part of the story of Gene Autry. Eventually I scroll down far enough and I see baseball. Angels owner, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, Gene Autry wrote Rudolph or sang Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer? And then I'm getting my hair cut by Rick, and he's like, hey, this is the day after. He's like, Frosty the Snowman is playing, and he's like, do you know who this is? And I'm like, is it Gene Autry? Because I just found out that he sings Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. Does he sing Frosty the Snowman? Yeah, he does.
You know another one he does? The absolute bop. Here comes Santa Claus.
Yeah.
Here comes. All of them, guys. All of them. Gene Autry.
All the old school ones that you hear, the ones that are like the older sounding voice, that's Gene Autry. Angel's first ever owner, Gene Autry. Frosty the Snowman, Gene Autry. Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, Gene Autry. And here comes Santa Claus, here comes Santa Claus, Gene Autry. I knew he was like a cowboy singer guy, but I did not know he wrote all those and sang them.
I'm on the same boat. I thought he was just a cowboy / actor / whatever people did back then.
Yeah.
But, I mean, now we know.
Rick, our
G.
haircut stylist man, actually briefly met him. He was at an Angel game with his dad back when Gene Autry owned him.
Oh, wow.
And they walked into some office. Rick was little. And he said Gene Autry walked out, big, tall guy, cowboy hat. And his dad went, Gene Autry. And then he went, howdy.
What?
And that was it.
Wow. Thank you for that amazing story, Rick.
Mm-hmm. Well, we've talked about our favorite Christmas songs. That's something you always hear around the holidays. And what about on TV? Favorite Christmas movie? Mine? Home Alone. I love Home Alone.
Home Alone's a classic. The first one or
Easy.
second one?
They're both good, but the first one's too classic. So, first one.
I agree with that. I'm going to go with an obscure one. This is a neck and neck tie.
Mm-hmm.
We have Elf. Obviously, everybody either loves it or hate it. We discussed it in the last podcast.
Yeah, we have discussed this. Apparently, there's a very split fight amongst the Elf movie.
Which is crazy.
Yeah.
But okay. We'll throw that one as number one and a super close number two. Very obscure one. I'm wondering if you ever heard of it.
Mm-hmm.
8 Crazy Nights.
Sounds familiar.
So that whole movie is an animated Christmas / like Hanukkah time movie.
Mm-hmm.
And it's Adam Sandler playing like 3 or 4 different characters.
Interesting.
It's a very interesting story. I won't talk about it too much more, but if you guys are interested, do watch it. It's a very like depressing one at first, and then it's kind of feel good. It's very Adam Sandler like. So if you guys love his movies, you guys are gonna love that.
Speaking of actors that can play multiple characters, another Christmas movie, if I'm not picking Home Alone, I'm probably picking this. The live action How the Grinch Stole Christmas with Jim Carrey.
Oh my God, that for sure is a forgotten one.
Dude, that movie is so underrated, and you know he wants to make a sequel of it.
I remember hearing him say in an interview that he wouldn't go through the makeup at all anymore.
He said if they can find a way to simplify the makeup process, he would love to make a sequel to The Grinch. They asked him, they said, there's so many movies you've done that are so iconic. Which one do you want to do or deserves a sequel? And he said Grinch if they can cut down the makeup, or if they can just not do the makeup at all and do like CGI or mocap, then he would love to do The Grinch 2.
Yeah,
but
that'd be sick.
What would he do, dude? He already stole Christmas and then his heart grew 3 sizes.
I don't know. The next one, he just replaces Santa and takes over the world.
His heart shrinks again. He becomes evil again.
He becomes evil mid-flight.
Extra evil.
Just starts dumping all the presents in the water.
Yeah. And we talked about, were in New York recently. Mm-hmm. Right after you were in New York, I was in New York.
Yeah, we tagged in on the flight in the middle of the plane. We both met up, gave each other a high five, just like so.
Yep. And then he parachuted out, and somehow I got up there 30,000 feet.
Call me DB Cooper.
I trampolined up. Oh, that's a good story. If you guys don't know about DB Cooper, it's like the most famous unsolved crime of all time.
Legit the coolest hijacker the country's ever had.
He took a suitcase, briefcase, duffel bag full of money, some shit like that.
Like $250K strapped to his body in cash. By the way, this is 80s?
Something like that.
80s, 70s?
Yeah.
He got away with it. Never heard from him again.
Yep. Jumped out of the plane, Nobody ever found out who it was.
Maybe we'll go down that rabbit hole. Let us know, guys.
Yeah, do you want an entire like conspiracy series true crime episode? Could do that.
Let us know.
And what did I do in New York?
I was gonna say I'm reading our little notes right here, and there's some of the stuff I didn't do it completely, but then there's some of the stuff that I just didn't even realize were there.
Yeah, so we have landing in, and we went straight to Christmas markets, which I didn't know were such a big deal in New York.
I went to the restroom at a park looking for, again, a restroom, and didn't realize I ended up in one of those Christmas markets.
Yeah,
I didn't know exactly what it was, but it was near Rockefeller Center. I'm trying to remember the name of it.
There's Bryant, there's Union Square.
That's what it was. I was at Bryant Park.
Bryant's like the most famous one.
That's okay. Yeah, I recognized it too.
It's also the only one with a skating rink.
No way.
The other ones don't have skating rinks.
Oh, this is a very, very last minute one, but I don't know if you fuck with these.
I do. These are bomb chips.
There you go. So have that.
Cheddar and sour cream roughs. But
as you can see, I bought myself a Christmas gift.
Oh, he brought Mexican Coke.
Well, we have to differentiate it. Oh,
it's not racist. That's what everyone calls it. Am I right or am I right?
He is right.
Yeah. I don't know why. I think it's because Mexico is like the only place that still serves it like that. And if you find it here, it's like a rarity.
People here are always like, oh, you have Mexican
You have the Mexican Coke?
And you're like, yeah.
But yeah, I had no idea they were even a thing, Christmas markets. I didn't know they were such a big deal. My sister and mom were so excited to go to those. They wanted to hit every single one. And I was like, what is it? And when we got there, it was just like small businesses.
Just a little swap mall, essentially.
Yeah, basically, yeah. I was like, all right, cool. I bought my dad a Christmas gift. I can say it because this is posted after Christmas. We got him 2 like car circular signs. He has them all over his garage.
Oh, nice. Well, are they a specific brand?
One is GMC orange, bright orange, and then the other one, it's a hand holding a wrench with like a no through it. It says like, keep your meat beaters off my tools. I was like, he'll probably think that's funny. So got him that one. But yeah, that was like the first thing we did when we got there. And my brother really wanted to check out the Nintendo store because he wanted an alarm clock called Alarmo.
Alarmo.
Sorry, that's the caffeination from the Coke Zero.
I know the ASMR listeners are like, oh my God, give me another one.
I couldn't hold that in any longer. I was going to explode. Yeah, it's an alarm clock that plays only Nintendo music. So like Mario Odyssey, Link Breath of the Wild, Zelda Breath of the Wild, not Link.
Is it like on its own rotation?
Yeah, I mean, you can set the time and everything, but it like wakes you up and it has motion trackers. Like you can set the size of your bed. So it knows when you're moving. So say it's going off and you roll over, it'll go like ding, and then like it'll like play like leveling up noises as you're waking up, and then when you're finally up, it shuts off. Like level complete. So he wanted that. He got that. We went to Rockefeller Tree, which was right next to Nintendo store, and it was pretty cool. It was very packed. Obviously, it's like the most famous Christmas tree during New York.
Yeah.
And we got up to the barricade. Did you go to that tree at all when you were there?
I was at the side of Rockefeller where the ice rink is. That's the main tree, isn't it?
Yeah. Did they let you go like up to the ice rink?
Almost. I was kind of a couple barricades away.
Dude.
So you know how it's kind of like almost in a pit?
Yeah.
So I was probably like 3 barricades back from the pit itself.
Yeah, I don't know why they weren't letting people like, you could only view it from a distance.
Yeah.
Like the closest barricade was like pretty far.
I think they just do it now just because of population like control. Just in the sense of like there's so, like you said, there's so many people. Even the New Yorkers that I knew personally, they told me, dude, just do not go to Rockefeller. As much as you want to go to the top of the rock, it's not worth it right now because there's so many people.
And your friends are right. Even about the top of the rock, I'm talking about the tree. The tree is cool and all, but it is not the best tree in New York.
Yeah, no, I saw prettier trees just wandering around.
I got lucky, and after the fact, I saw a TikTok that said, don't waste your time on Rockefeller. Here are 3 more trees in New York that are better than Rockefeller. So I was like, all right, lay it on me, TikTok. So he told me about the New York Stock Exchange tree, which is way better. It's like the same size, It has flashing lights on it, along with all the little rainbow strips that the Rockefeller tree has, and no crowd. Entirely empty. Plus, it has the stock exchange building right there with all of its pillars going red, green, red, green, red, green. Much better tree. So, if you're listening and the tree is still up, go ahead and do a little walk by Rockefeller from a distance. You're like, yeah, there it is. And then take your ass to the stock exchange because that tree is way better. Plus, I forget the name of this church.
Not St. Patrick.
Starts with a V.
St. Victoria?
Victorian or something like that.
I know the one you're talking about. It's right by the one.
It's very
World Trade,
brooding
right?
and moody. It's right next to the stock exchange, so you get a twofer. So go there.
So you know what? I think I've been to the stock exchange because I did walk down Wall Street, but they didn't have that or like the lights set up. Because I remember the bull with the big large brass.
I didn't see the bull.
No.
Well, I saw it the first ever time we went.
Oh,
so I
okay.
wasn't in a rush or need to go see it.
Well, you know where it's kind of
it's
kind
close.
of it's relatively close, but
But I say you go to that tree if you're trying to avoid Rockefeller. Go to the stock exchange.
Yeah.
I did so many other things on this trip as well. We went to the Louis Vuitton suitcase building just to check that out. I heard it was like a temporary building.
I think they had set that up as soon as I left. So
really?
I'm a little bummed because I remember walking by it, but it's all just a monogrammed Louis V, like not the window sill itself, but you could see through the glass. So it wasn't like covered up completely.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah, I saw it completely done, ready to go, and then we kind of just went towards Central Park because it was right there. Walked that for like 5 minutes, and we're like, okay, let's move on to something else now.
For the people that don't, or at least are not aware, Central Park is
huge.
Excuse my French, fucking massive.
Yeah, extremely massive.
Like when I went, I sent them videos of me just walking through the park. Like, hey, we should play softball here. I don't think we can get to it because we wouldn't know where to go.
Yeah, half the crew gets lost, especially the children.
Oh my goodness.
But after that, we made our way to the Vessel, which both times I went there since the Vessel had opened had been closed. Do you know what I'm talking about? It's like,
it's a spot where people go to unsubscribe, right?
Yes. Then that's why it was closed.
So I didn't even think of going to that now that I'm like realizing it. Was it closed this time for you going?
No. I kept getting ads for it. That's why I was like...
Not them pushing it.
That's why I was like, let's go. It seems like it's finally open.
That's okay. That's another weird conspiracy. We'll say it for another time.
Basically, it's like this egg honeycomb looking structure, and when it first opened, people would go up there and buy.
But like, why do you think that? Like, do you think it's just like the vibe they get?
I think it was just people that had that thought, and it was an easy point. Like, it's open.
Well, okay. Another good thing, or another good thing. Jesus. Another thing is were like the restrictions / like barriers for it. Were they minimal?
Now there's netting. Like, where the like you could look out. Now there's netting. I guarantee you before there wasn't netting.
Oh shit.
Because on the we actually weren't allowed to go to the side that views the river. It was blocked off because there was no netting over there. So I think they haven't finished it, but they finished like half of it. So I think before it was entirely open. So people that were having that thought, like obviously if you're having that thought and you're going to like the Empire State Building or anything else like that in New York, it's restricted. It's not happening, and there's security. This place, the entire thing is wide open from top to bottom, and I'm sure people who were in that state of mind just saw it as like, it's right here. I'm going to do it.
That's insane. Because, I mean, you make a good point. Like, you go to Empire, it's probably not going to happen.
No.
You go to someplace like, let's say, Paris, and you go to the Eiffel Tower, there's no way you're jumping off of that.
No, it's caged.
No.
Yeah.
You're
My friend, actually, the one I met up with from EF, I asked her and her fiance, what should we go do? Any burger, taco, coffee places that you suggest? And she said, out of everything, we already bought our tickets. Don't do the Vessel. She's like, it's something about it. Bad juju. We did it, and I'm fine. I mean, we didn't feel weird at all while we were there.
See, that's what I was thinking. Yeah. I thought it was more of like a psychological thing where, like, you go in and the architecture, like, kind of just fucks with, like, I don't know.
No.
Like, you would, we don't know.
It's a dope little thing. I mean, I would love to go do it again when they open the other side that views the river. But For now, that's a waiting game because I don't know when they're going to do that. Then the next day, that pretty much ended our day, the first day at the vessel. Woke up and kind of that morning remembered that Art had visited Jackie Robinson in New York, his grave. And I was like, I wonder where it is. And we were staying in Queens, which was on the other side of the water. And it was on that side of the water. So I was like, I'm going to go see that. Whoever wants to go can go. And my mom came with me. And we get off the subway. The subway puts you like right there at the cemetery. It's called Cypress Hills Cemetery. And we go down, and I'm looking at maps because, of course, somebody has put into Google Jackie Robinson grave. So it tells you exactly where it is. So I have it mapped, and I'm like, oh, it's closer to this end. Let's go this way. And we see an entrance because it's gated, like, along the whole street. And we finally find an opening. And then I see on the gates are open, and on the gate it says you have to check in before going and everything. And I'm like, well, let's just walk in and find this check-in. So I walk in, and it goes, boo, 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 boo. I'm like, I didn't do it.
Shit.
So then we go, and I just look up the cemetery because I'm like, if I just look up the cemetery, it'll probably give me the main entrance. So I go to the main entrance, and there's nobody there. So it went from like max security, close all gates, to, hey, how are you? Walk right in. And it was a long walk. Like,
From the entrance point. Though.
Yes. They have like the front road, and there's people buried there. And then it goes way back, and he was in the way back. And it took us like 30 minutes from entering to where he's buried to get there.
Damn, that's a big-ass cemetery.
We were a little like, are you kidding me? Because it goes like straight like this, and then the way we went all the way down, turned left, went up a hill, turned right, and wrapped around. And then when we were leaving, we found out there was just stairs that take a long straight all the way there.
Oh, I would have been heated.
Yeah.
Would have been straight heated.
But yeah, that was pretty cool to be in the presence of somebody who literally changed the world. And if you just want to call it baseball, but I mean...
Changed sports, changed everybody's minds, changed ideas, really.
Yeah, and his grave is there along with his wife, his son, and I think his foster family, if I remember correctly. Mm-hmm. Like he was living with them while he was playing or something like that. That's what a foster family is, right? When they take you in when you're away from home.
Yeah. I guess you could put it like that.
Yeah, I think that's what they were. And then his whole grave has like bats, batting gloves, the 42 movie leaning up against it. And it made me wonder because like 42 is like not that old, like compared to like any of the bats that are probably there.
Yeah.
So I'm like, can anybody just put stuff on here? Because 42 is definitely a newer movie.
I mean, you can probably add to it. I mean, the groundskeepers, if they see something like inappropriate, or
probably just take it away.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah,
that's cool. You saw his grave. I saw inadvertently. I was walking through Harlem, and I walked up to Jackie Robinson Park.
I didn't even know he had a park.
Yeah, he has like a park. It's weird because it's like on a hillside.
But yeah, obviously, why wouldn't he?
But it's super like rectangular long.
Like Central Park.
Like Central Park. Like the beginning, the only side I saw from it was a big old like swimming pool that was drained for the winter.
Mm. After we did that, we went to another spot for my brother. It was a secret Pokemon store. Huh. So it was in like an office building, and then they just had one room for themselves. And so we went in there, and they sell like old packs. They sell boxes of cards. They sell like just cards. And I saw a family. You know how like Holo Charizard is like the card of all time? I think a family just bought one like when we entered because it was definitely that Charizard card that is so famous.
Yeah.
And the whole family was taking pictures with it individually. So like the kid took a picture with it, then the sister, then the mom, then all of them. And I was like, that has to be like a OG hologram Charizard.
Damn, bro. Not them being like my college tuition.
Yeah, probably. Shit. Like I took a picture of two others that are the same art and everything, but I'm sure it's like it came out 10 years after the original box and everything. And those ones were like $275.
Oh, damn.
Mm-hmm. So we did that real quick. After that, I split up with my fam. I went to go say hello to my friends that I met on my EF trip that I just did, Europe, which was cool because I always know I'm going to want to meet up with the people that I make those memories with. Yeah. And I had never done that. I've done 2 EF trips, Japan and Europe. Never met up with anybody yet. Nothing just aligned. And I was like, hey, 2 of my good friends from Europe live in New York. I hit them up and I said, we're meeting up one night. Gonna have to. And me and the man, fiance, because isn't it fiance and fiance? It's not gender, right?
Yeah,
like
fiance and
it's
fiance.
Yeah, it's husband and wife, but before that, it's fiance and fiance. So the man fiance. I met up with him at just some like bar diner thing, and it was me and him for a little bit. And he was like, "Oh yeah, Emily will be here in like an hour. She's at an office party a block over." And I'm like, "Dude, I love New York." Like after this trip, I was like, I think I could live there. Like to me, it just sounds so cool to like, oh yeah, I'm on this block. Let me just hop on the subway for 10 minutes and then I'll be on that block. And then you just walk everywhere. Like it's not, oh, I have to go drive on the freeway for 30 minutes and do this or stuff just walking distance. Like I love it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Easily, like, even though it is massive,
yes,
one of the most walkable cities we've ever created.
Yeah, 100%.
Like I could easily live there. I mean, you could attest to this. Honestly, as much as I'm a car nut, I loved not having a car for a week.
Yeah.
Because it was nice. It was just, okay, where are we going? Okay, the subway's 30 minutes there. It's not like a car 30 minutes where it's projected and then you're there probably like, what, 42, 43, 45 minutes later? No.
Yep.
It's a straight 30 because it's go, stop. Go, stop.
Yep.
Easy, bro.
Yep. And then after that, I ended our second day. We woke up the next morning to do Summit Vanderbilt, but it dropped us off at Grand Central. Apparently, it's right under Summit.
Huh.
And I was like, I still have not done the Grand Central Whisper. You know what that is?
Yeah, I think I had done it on the first time we went.
I didn't do it. And I was like, let me see if this really works. So if you guys don't know, there's a place called Oyster Bar in Grand Central Station, which is where this famous spot is. And right outside Oyster Bar, there's all these people that are going to be standing in corners. They're not crazy. Trust me. So go to opposite corners with you and a friend, and you can hear each other clear as day, like you're standing right next to each other and have a conversation. It's wild. And originally, me and my brother did it, and I was like, dude, I can't hear you. And then my
Don't tell me he was hitting it, though, like...
Yeah, so that's what I thought it was at first. But I was like, you do have to talk normal. Like, and then you'll hear everybody. And so, yeah, then my mom came in and it worked really good. And I was like, what the heck? I was like, that's crazy. And my brother's like, there's probably like a speaker in the wall that puts the voice over there. And I was like, there might be. Or there's just some weird physics in this room that allows it to happen.
It's acoustics, man.
Yeah, the acoustics in the room. So then we did Summit Vanderbilt. That one is the skyscraper that has the really tall needle point, and it has all the chrome balls in one of the rooms. That's like its selling point. But my God, it was about 35 degrees outside. And when we went up, they were offering free sunglasses. And I'm like, why would we need sunglasses? Dude, the first room is mirrors on the floor, mirrors on the wall, and then a window to see the city. It was about 80 when we walked in there. No, like, heating just industrially.
Everything reflection.
All the reflecting of the sun. Dude, literally, the window, the sun is coming straight in the window. Like, I can see the sun out the window. It's not, like, off to the right or off to the left. It's straight out the window. Oh, and so we go in there, and I take off all my jackets immediately. And I'm like, dude, that was like a 50-degree turn up. My goodness. Do that. And we moved to the next room, which is the famous room with all the chrome balloons and everything. And the amount of popping from 4-year-olds or 5-year-olds, dude, that just think they're little play toys. And you just hear, and I'm like, dude, this room. My goodness. But it was weird. The left side of the room, they would all float to the roof. The right side of the room, they were all on the floor. So maybe I didn't even pay attention, but definitely on the left side of the room, they had like box industrial fans shooting up. I didn't even look, but maybe on the right side, they had them on the ceiling pointing down.
Oh, maybe to create like this kind of effect?
Could be. But
maybe.
But it's cool looking. And then like every skyscraper everywhere, there's always some out with a glass box and you feel like you're going to fall. We did that, and I think that was pretty much it in Vanderbilt. It was pretty cool. Wasn't my favorite skyscraper. I've officially done all of them now, by the way. Like all the...
Is it like 5 of them, 6 of them?
There's 5. There's Top of the Rock, Summit, Empire State Building, One World Trade Center, and Edge. And I've done all 5 now. And I honestly would probably put Summit One Vanderbilt at the bottom. It's the longest wait, but the experience is cooler because there's things to do. But, I mean, it's not, like, going to blow you out of the water, I would say. Like, all the other ones, I flew through to get to the top. Like, this one, and there was even one where they put our face in a cloud. It's supposed to be in a room.
Yeah.
And we go to that room, and we're like, oh, is this the room where our face is in the cloud? And we look at it for, like, 2 minutes, and we're like, I don't see it. Move on. And then they said, oh, they're supposed to scan your wristband before you go in. You're like, there was nobody there. So that kind of sucked.
Damn, dude.
But yeah, finished up there. Then me and my brother, this was originally supposed to be me and my mom, but my brother started talking to me about WWE, and my mom was like, do you want to go instead? And she was like, you just go, and swapped with him. So we went to WWE Saturday Night Main Event after returning from like 2009, I think was the last one. So what, like 15 years? That pay-per-view was not a thing.
Is that your first pay-per-view besides WrestleMania?
Yeah, I think it is. Yeah, it is. I didn't even realize.
Well, what do they call it? Is it a premium paid event?
It's a PLE now, a premium live event.
Premium. The only reason I say is because Julio had checked me on that once.
I call it pay-per-view.
I'll forever call it pay-per-view.
Yeah, I hate that they call it PLE now. But yeah, we drive all the way, not drive, but subway. Or actually, no, we did drive. We took a Uber and get dropped off all the way at Nassau Coliseum in Long Island, middle of nowhere. Dude, there's nothing. And we go in, and we had pretty good seats. I bought behind the stage because I was like, nowadays, all WWE does is like TV screens. They don't even have a giant stage anymore. So if I buy them behind, I don't think it's going to be a problem. And it wasn't, because it was just little screens and a long runway. And it was a very cool event. My brother had never been to a WWE anything. And we saw the first ever women's champion be crowned, Chelsea Green.
Wow.
That was cool. And I'm going to see the first intercontinental women's champion on Netflix. They're going to crown it that night.
January 6th, right?
January 6th. So that's going to be pretty cool when I'm 80 to say, I saw both of them. I was in New York for the U.S. and I was here in California for the Intercontinental. First ever, both. And then what else happened that night? We had Drew McIntyre versus Sami Zayn. That was a good match. We had another women's match, Liv Morgan versus Io Sky. Great match. Liv Morgan, amazing looking. Love her. Io Sky, also amazing looking and amazing in the ring. She can fly. She does all kinds of crazy shit.
Is she like the Jeff Hardy of the women's division? Right?
Jeff Hardy was crazier. She's pretty nuts.
You're like, whoa.
Jeff Hardy, he freaking did
no
a
one's
swanton bomb off of a Titantron.
Let us know what you guys' favorite like crazy moment is. You know what? I'll say this. I love the elbow drop that Shawn Michaels gave to Vince McMahon in 23.
From like coast to coast.
No. He did a just straight like elbow dive. Mm-hmm. But the thing is that it was from the extendo ladder. So you know how they have the regular ladder and then they have the fat ass ladders? Mm-hmm. It was one of those.
I remember another one, Eminem and the Hardy Boys were having a ladder match.
Oh, not that one.
Yeah, where he freaking seesawed the ladder on the Joey Mercury and Johnny Nitro and it went boom.
Pobrecito Joey Mercury.
His nose like gashed that thing wide open.
You literally see him fall to his knees like the meme and just like, it's bad.
Yeah. So what else? I know the main event, but I think there was one more match that I am just blanking on. Either way, the main event was Kevin Owens versus Cody Rhodes.
Well, didn't Gunther fight?
There it is. Gunther versus Damian Priest versus Finn Balor. Good match. Nothing too crazy. But the main event, Kevin Owens versus Cody Rhodes. That one was also solid. We had Cody doing a lot of homages to Randy Orton because KO took out Randy Orton. He did the RKO on the announcer's table. Dope. He did a like super RKO, like off the ropes grab and RKO. He did the whole Viper thing. He did a Stardust and he also had the OG WWE title, the Winged Eagle. Did you not know this?
No.
Yeah.
No, I didn't know this.
So there was a Instagram clip that came out the day before, and it was Triple H and Cody.
It's called the Winged Eagle?
The very first one, yeah. And so they open this box. It's a huge rectangle box. And Triple H is like, I have a surprise for you. Yes, that one, yeah.
They brought it back?
He wore it, yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah, probably because it was also Saturday Night Main Event, which started in 1985.
Oh my
so
God.
he wore that title to the ring. And then Cody beats KO by crossroadsing him onto a steel chair. KO was upset, and apparently after Cody won, the live event went dark. So like everybody at home, that's where they saw it end. So I called Shortsy right after. I said, "What was the last thing you saw?" And he's like, "Cody winning, holding up his arm." And I'm like, "Okay, that is not the last thing that happened." So after they went off air, KO went back to the ring.
Yeah.
He beat the shit out of Cody Rhodes, and they're really pushing this storyline that pile drivers are illegal moves, and they have been, I guess.
Yeah, they have been.
So that's why Randy's out, because KO pile drove him, and he's been injured. So then KO went back in the ring and pile drove Cody, and they're like, this maniac, that's an illegal move. So then Cody's horribly injured. They need a stretcher and everything, and while they're all coming out and rushing, KO picked up the Winged Eagle and was like holding it in the air like, no, fuck that, I won. And then he was going to walk away with it, and then he came back again. They had Cody on the stretcher by this point, and he takes the belt and stands on Cody's body, which is on the stretcher, and is holding the title in the air on Cody's body.
As they're pushing him out.
No, he's like on the apron, like almost out. Like
He just
and he's just holding it, and then he left with the title. And I was like, are they going to make that a storyline, or is that just going to be like
A live
one-time
event thing.
or a live event thing? So this past week, they had like a press conference, get ready for Raw on Netflix, and he came out with the title again, and he's like, I'm the true WWE champion, blah, blah, blah. And he's like, that was bullshit that happened there, and I'm going to be defending this first time next week. So I was like, oh, so this is like, I've snapped, I've gone crazy. Even though this title was only for one night, I'm holding on to it and never letting go.
I just robbed Cody Rhodes, and I'm going to get away with it.
Yeah. So that's where they're at now with that storyline.
Okay, very interesting. Very, very
But that was a lot of fun. And honestly, my favorite parts at WWE events is who's wrestling, because what theme song do I get to scream? That's like my favorite thing.
I love how that's finally embedded into WWE fans now, or at least getting to.
Yeah, and hopefully with these events coming, I already know Raw on Netflix, somebody who has been avoiding me ever since I got back into WWE, LA Knight, finally get to hear his theme song live. They've announced he'll be there. So about damn time. And I've heard The Rock is rumored. He is not official, but he has been in the promo trailer twice. So if they just throw him in there and don't have him there at the show, I'm going to be pretty upset. So hopefully The Rock will be there. It's already looking packed. I don't know how they're going to fit it into 3 hours. There's so many stars they've already announced.
It's for sure going to be short segments.
Oh, yeah, 100%. John Cena is going to be there. That one's confirmed.
Excuse me.
It's the soda.
It's the soda.
And they confirmed that, so I'm very excited. And then obviously there's going to be WrestleMania. Cap and I are going to NXT the day after Raw. Literally the day after.
Same thing and Into It?
I'm not at Into It. Some like hall. Like exhibit hall, expo hall.
Shrine Expo?
Yes. How'd you know that?
I've been to plenty of concerts there.
Okay. Yeah, I looked it up. I don't know how they're going to put a WWE event in there.
It's going to be interesting. I'll say
yeah,
that.
I've seen pictures of the place. I'm like, okay, we'll see how that works. And I'll get to see Roxanne Perez live. My boo thing.
His thing.
The OG podcast listeners know about her. And Trick Willie. I cannot wait for Trick Willie. I get to go, whoop that trick. What? Whoop that trick. Uh-huh. Whoop that trick. I like it.
I think I've only seen it online, but that's a very great intro.
Oh, yeah.
Well, that and Joe Hendry.
Oh, yeah. I would kill to see Joe Hendry live, bro. If he did a surprise appearance, I'd melt.
What is it,
That'd be
the
amazing.
double clap?
Oh yeah, I believe in Joe Hendry. That was a little off, but yeah.
Plenty.
But anyways, the next day woke up and we were headed to Giants versus Ravens at MetLife. And I had already seen the Jets there last year, and so it was pretty cool that we got to see. Well, I got to see both New York teams play there. But before we made it over there, because it was all the way across, it's Queens, the big island of New York that everybody knows with Central Park and Times Square and everything, and then New Jersey. Mm-hmm. So we had to cut all the way across. So I was like, let's try and find, because we were like, what if we subway in and then Uber from there, and maybe it'll be cheaper because we're closer. So I was like, let me find something right on the water, kind of near World Trade Center. And I found the Ghostbusters fire station is like right there on the water almost. It's not too far.
Really?
So we took a subway from our place to Ghostbusters, started the intro there. Then from there, we took a bus. It was only $20 all the way to MetLife and saw the game. Lamar Jackson destroyed the Giants.
I was going to say, during our Christmas special that you guys can find on his channel.
Yes.
Your mom had made the comment that you guys all went to the game, right?
Nope, just me and my mom.
Oh, okay. So if that's the case, she told me that it was freezing.
It was freezing,
brother.
We were shivering, and I think that's because we were sitting still the whole time. Like, you don't notice it as much when you're moving all the time, walking.
Like, you guys weren't moving, you guys weren't drinking, you guys, yeah, obviously
we're in our seat. Yeah, and I even got a snow warning on my phone. It was freezing, but Lamar Jackson went off. That was cool to see.
Did it snow at all?
No.
Oh, good.
No, but I saw a video like a day after I landed that New York is covered in snow now. So I'm like, I kind of wanted to see that, but I'm not too mad that I missed it.
No, you probably didn't miss out anything.
No, but that was a cool experience to see Lamar Jackson go crazy. I knew it was going to happen. The Giants suck. And then after that, we did probably the most Christmassy thing we could have done on that trip. We went to a place called Dyker Heights Lights. It's a whole neighborhood of people who basically go steroids with their Christmas decorations. All kinds of insane lights on people's houses. People even selling, like, out of their garage, cannolis, hot chocolate, popcorn. One place had French fries.
So it's a neighborhood that balls out during Christmas, and they just set up pop-up shops in their own spot.
Yep.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I definitely took advantage of the cannolis.
I'm trying to think. The only other place that I feel like does lights here, like, at least big and extravagant, is probably Balboa Island.
Yeah.
I mean, because they always have, at least here in SoCal, they have is it the float? Is that what it's called? The winter lights float?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
You know, it passes by the back bay and whatnot.
Yeah. But, yeah, we went to go do that. And even outside of the people selling stuff from their house, they had food trucks all over the place of food you've never seen in a food truck. A Cinnabon food truck. What are the pretzels?
Auntie Pretzels?
No, the other one. Wetzel's. Wetzel's Pretzels food truck. I was like, what? I've never seen the Cinnabon food truck. I was like, dude, this is amazing. So it was a really cool experience, and I'm sure, actually, I don't know. There's no way they take it down a day after Christmas. I'm sure if you're in New York and you look up Dyker Heights, I'm sure it's still a pretty poppin' spot till New Year's, I would say.
Not them on the 26th, like, ready.
Yeah, if I lived there, with how much work it would take to get it all up, I'm sorry, it's not coming down. Just keep it. It doesn't have to be on. I don't need the electric bill to be $365, but just do not take it down. Because what's the point? And say you don't do it. Say you pay a company to do it. A lot of them had signs for, like, hung up by blah, 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 and it's a company.
Oh, okay.
Then you don't have to do that every year. So I would just leave them up.
Yeah. That's year-round advertisement for free.
Mm-hmm. And that ended our night that day. Then we went to Roosevelt Island the next morning. That's the island you may know from Spider-Man 1 where he says, "Now choose," and he drops the cable car and Mary Jane. That's the cable car to get to that island. We didn't really stay there long. It was really foggy. It was raining a ton, and we were all getting kind of annoyed. So we were like, okay, cool, let's go back to mainland. So we went back, and then we split up because they had tickets for a show that they had already bought prior to me joining. So I said, I'm going to go do my own thing. I went to this place called Mercer Labs, which is kind of like Team Labs, which I did in Japan. It's just like cool rooms with art and lights and shows and stuff.
Mercer Lab is the building that has like a clear pipe coming out the side of it with like gold, right?
Oh, I have no idea.
It was like paint, but it's very artistic.
Yeah.
Very like, well, yeah, pretty much explain it.
Yeah, it's a cool experience, but mine was slightly ruined.
Ruined?
Because of somebody that just has no common sense. In fact, a whole family that has no common sense. So every room I would go into, this mother would be filming her child with her phone light on in every room, which is, by the way, dark in every room.
As they probably mentioned, no flash photography.
No, they didn't. So I couldn't really front her for it, but I'm like, do you just have any human decency? Like, are you serious?
Just walking around like a big ass Cyclops.
And every room, every room's an experience.
Yeah.
And so everybody, besides these assholes, go to the wall to enjoy what we're looking at. Where do they go? The middle of the freaking room where everybody's trying to look.
And everyone's trying to take a picture of, and everyone's trying to...
So not only do I catch her with her phone flashlight bright as hell, I also catch her son walking in the middle of one of these exhibits. And I'm like, dude, look at, there he is. And I'm like, are you serious? You got to be kidding me right now. Control your kid. And what made it worse, the kid walking in the middle of the room, the mom filming with her flashlight and everywhere we go. The dad acted like none of it was a problem. He's just like, yep.
He's like, kids will be kids.
Like, even in that video of the mom with the light, if I move over and zoom in on this side of the video, there's literally a still of the dad like, what are you gonna do? That's what it looks like. And I'm like, dude, you just like ruined this for everybody. And there would be times where I would check, because it was go at your own pace. I would try to go ahead of them, and then they'd show up, and I'm like, gotta be kidding me. Then I would stay in a room forever, let them go ahead. And I'm like, okay, there's no way I'll catch up to them now. And then by the time I'd go, they're still in the next room. And I'm like, you guys are pissing me off. Like, this could have been a great, perfect experience, but it's only a great, slightly good experience because of you. I wanted to destroy all of them.
At that point, this is where I completely approve for all those monkey backpack leashes. All the leashed backpacks, for sure. Keep buying those, people, and keep making them.
Dude, they needed one for the kid and the mom that day.
Not the dad. Hi.
Yeah.
Both of you.
Yeah.
Settle down.
So after that, I still had time, and I went to One World Trade Center because I wanted to complete the 5 skyscrapers. And I was like, I got to do Top of the Rock at night, see the whole city with its bright lights. I did the Edge during the day, and this night was very gloomy. So I was like, ooh, I get to do One World Trade Center in gloomy weather. So I went there, and I'm about to walk in. By the way, there's nobody there. I walk in, and they're like, okay, before you go up, it's 0 visibility. Do you want to change your time? And I'm like, I leave tomorrow. So no. So I go up, and I'm like, there's no way it's 0. I'm like, this is one of the brightest cities in America. I don't care if there's a cloud. Something's got to shine through. So I go all the way up, and it may not have been 0 visibility. I say it was like maybe 5% visibility.
I was about to say like 3, 5.
I could see, there was one side where I could see a few buildings pretty good. Like,
Well, here, pull up a pic. I know one of the pictures that he was talking about while he was on his trip, he had sent one that it just honestly looked like Gotham.
oh, that whole night looked like Gotham.
It looked crazy.
So that side I could see pretty good.
See, that looks insane, though, because that legit looks like you're in the clouds, which
Yeah.
you probably are.
And then see, that looks dope.
See, that's fire.
Yeah, but there were other sides where it just was white. And the funniest thing, because I had the whole like experience before you get up there to myself. Nobody was there. And so it was me and an employee like the entire time.
Just talking to each other like,
And so they had one room where they do a whole TV like with a display of One World Trade Center, and then it rises and you see the city. When mine rose, it was just white. It was just a cloud. And I was like, I'm sure that's a lot cooler when there's not a cloud in the way. And he's like, yeah. But they had like all the lights off to make it like a better experience for you. So that was pretty cool. And I killed probably 40 minutes there just chilling in like this fake campfire that looked out towards the city. And I was like, I got time. They closed in like 2 hours. So I was like, Nobody's going to kick me out. Like, I bought a ticket to get in.
Kind of a weird one. How did it feel going up One World Trade? What did you feel like it was longer than Empire? Or what you remember of Empire?
No. Like
how long did it take for you? Like once you're in the elevators,
dude,
and shit
all
to
these
go up?
skyscrapers like shoot you up there now.
You just see the numbers like
Yeah, and then you feel your ears go like.
Oh, it pops as you just
Yeah, because it's fast. You go 0 to floor 112 in like 10 seconds.
well, you legit go from the floor. Like there's a dedicated elevator for that.
Yeah.
God, that's gotta be terrifying.
Yeah, and that kills your ears. Literally. As if mine weren't bad enough after getting back from Europe.
I was gonna say this though, which actually leads into another topic of yours. New York City to me is undoable if you don't have any kind of like headphones.
Oh, so the reason I say that in the notes is because I swear New York in 2024 would blow up if AirPods weren't a thing.
Oh yeah, are you kidding me?
The amount of people that are not only have AirPods in their ears, but have AirPods in their ears and they're on a phone call. Like nobody just has them in. Everyone's on a phone call, I swear. Yeah. And the amount of NPC conversations that you pick up within the 2 seconds that somebody walks by you, you're like, excuse me, what? We picked up like 4. The first one that I remember, a guy walked by us when we were by Penn Station, and he goes, yeah, man, ever since I started holistic sleeping. And I was like...
Holistic sleeping?
Yeah. And I was like, okay. And another guy walked by us, and this was around Madison Square Garden, and he goes, yeah, man, Tuesdays, I don't want to say this word, R-E-T, you know where I'm going. Tuesday's that, but Thursday's pretty cool. And I was like... What?
I love trying to like fathom what the hell the other person's saying that makes you respond that.
Yeah, I felt like I was in a GTA game.
Oh yeah,
you
bro.
get those conversations when you're playing GTA 5 and an NPC literally just says the most random shit, and I had those, and I was like, what the fuck?
No, dude, people watching in NYC, for sure, even if you have nothing to do, which is impossible in that place, for sure, just people watch. It's fucking hilarious.
Yeah, it really is. And that pretty much was the end of our trip. I met up back with everybody after their show. But before I did that, I found like this old like NES cafe and Nintendo 64 ROM. Like you order your food and then they just have over 1,000 games at your table. And I played Maximum Carnage while I was eating. I was just like, all right. And then ended it with Times Square and went home. That was the whole New York trip.
I did the exact same thing towards the end. I
Yeah.
went to Times Square and I just wandered till home.
No matter how many times I go there, I feel like I always want to go to Times Square. Like it's just, that's New York, like when you enter it. And did that, flew home, and I had no problems flying home. My family, the rest of them, they had a separate flight, were delayed 4 times because of mechanical issues, not even weather. And yeah, they still made it home like an hour 30 after me. And I had called my dad at my layover, and I was like, hey, Mom just keeps telling me they keep getting delayed. I literally just got a text as I'm on the phone with you. Can you pick me up? I don't want to wait for them. And so he picked me up, and we went home, and I had no problems adjusting back. 3 hours ain't that bad.
Honestly, I feel like it helped.
Really?
Yeah, like it was one of those things where, yeah, when you're going there, it sucks because you're running low on sleep, energy, you're not used to it. But if you stay up for like one night or even then just thug it out, by the time you come back, you're still either on the same schedule or if not a little earlier.
Yeah.
I was waking up early for work now.
Yeah, I was waking up earlier. And that was a fun trip for something I decided about a month before that I was going to do.
Isn't it the best?
Yeah. And I want to end this podcast not talking about Christmas, not talking about New York, talking about my childhood in Sonic 3. The movie came out. I had hyped it up on the podcast that I was so excited, and it lived up. It made my childhood smile. It made my childhood glow. And I'm not going to spoil anything, but damn it, I love that movie. And you need to go see it, okay? We're beating Mufasa, right?
Yeah, I heard Mufasa's horrible.
I just heard that Sonic's beating it. And Disney's like, what the hell?
Well, Sonic beat it into the ground.
Good. I love it. And I will see this movie over and over and over and over again. If you are listening, remember we upload 7 a.m. on Thursdays, Spotify and Apple, the audio.
Ladies and gentlemen, the YouTube video is up 7 a.m. on Fridays, day after Thursday. Make sure to like, comment, have the notification bell on, and we will see you in episode
98. I hope you got your favorite gift for Christmas and have a happy new year, you filthy animals.
Take care, guys.